Hello friends and my dear students. Today we will going to learn about pathogenesis of viral infections. So there are various steps when a virus enters our body. That is, first the different routes are there according to like different viruses enter through different route in your body. Then they multiply there if the susceptible receptors are present in the body. After the primary site of replication, they spread to the secondary site and finally the symptoms of the disease comes. Different transmission routes are available, like certain viruses has respiratory route is there, like influenza virus, parainfluenza, coronavirus. Then through the oral route like rotavirus, poliovirus, cytomegalovirus, Epstein-Barr virus, hepatitis A and E are also by the oral route. By cutaneous route, there are HSV1, that is the herpes simplex virus, human papilloma virus, molluscum contagiosum. Sexual route for the HIV virus, hepatitis B and C, herpes simplex virus 2. Transplacental route, like we have torch infection. So TO is for the toxoplasma, R that is the rubella, cytomegalovirus, and the herpes infection. These three viruses they transmitted through the transplacental, means from mother to child. Then mumps, measles, HIV, hepatitis B and C, they all can be transmitted to child. Then there are certain viruses which are being transmitted by means of the bite of the vector. Like dengue, that is by bite of mosquito. Chikungunya is also by mosquito. Different species of mosquito are there. So like Aedes mosquito for dengue, and chikungunya for Japanese encephalitis, Culex is there, and yellow fever and Zika. So they are by means of the transmitted, that is the virus is entering by the bite of any vector. So different routes are there. Now after that, once the virus has entered your body, then the primary site of replication is there. That is, it depends upon different viruses have different mechanism. Like if any virus is entering through the respiratory site, and if it is producing the local lesion, that means entering the respiratory site and also causing the disease in the respiratory tract. So for those viruses shorter incubation period is there. That means जो virus है वो local site पे ही restrict हो गया है and वहीं पे वो symptoms भी manifest कर रहा है. So because the site of entry and the manifestation site is very near, so that means the shorter incubation period. What is the incubation period? Incubation period is the time from time taken, that is once the virus enter your body and the first symptom come, that is the incubation period. So that will be shorter. That means जब virus enter करेगा and जो symptom आएंगे वो fast आएंगे. And second thing, that they will multiply there only and they will cause the local disease. Now certain viruses are like that they are entering your body, like they are entering to the respiratory tract, but they are not causing the lesion in the respiratory tract. They are causing in your different organs in your body. So they are multiplying locally, then they spread with the help of lymphatics to the regional lymph nodes. From there they go to the blood, and then they go to the different depending upon that virus is causing the disease of which system. Like some like polio virus, that is involving your CNS, causing the encephalitis. So depending upon that, so they have longer incubation period. So it depends upon whether the virus is causing the local lesion or whether it is causing a distant lesion. That means systemically it is involving. Then comes the spread of virus. So how the virus spread? First the virus enter your body, that is through different routes. Then it multiply depending upon local lesion कर रहा है या distant कर रहा है. So incubation period भी अलग होगा, manifestations भी different होंगी. Now spread कैसे होता है? How this virus get spread in your whole body? That is, first there occurs like the virus has multiplied, locally multiplication हुआ, and if it is causing local disease तो manifestation आ जाएगा. Or if it is not causing any disease in that area, so it will go to the finally with the help of the lymphatics it reach to the lymph nodes, and from there it reach to the blood stream. So that is the stage of primary viremia. Means it is the first time the virus enters the blood. That is viremia, and at that time the patient will manifest with the general symptoms of the viral infection like fever, malaise, fatigueness. So all that symptom of normal viral infection will be there. So that is the stage of primary viremia. After that, from there, from the blood, now the virus will move to the secondary site of replication. तो primary replication हुआ था local जहाँ पे उसकी entry हुई थी, then blood में आया, then it goes to the secondary site of replication. These are the reticuloendothelial system. तो reticuloendothelial system में क्या क्या आएगा आपका, like bone marrow है, spleen है, liver है. So all there it will go to there, and वहाँ पे इसका further multiplication होगा virus का. And from those reticuloendothelial system they will reach again to the blood, so that will be secondary viremia. So bloodstream, and finally the virus will reach to the target organs. अगर वो CNS का symptom कर रहा है तो CNS में जाएगा. If it is causing any other organ को involve कर रहा है, so different target organs depending upon the virus has affinity for which organ, where the receptors are present for that virus. So depending on that, final will be the target organs. So in this picture you can easily see, like first there is the infection of virus. So virus first multiply locally at that site only from where it is entering. Then with the help of the lymphatics it reach to the blood, and that is known as the primary viremia. Viremia means now the virus is in the blood, and now the normal symptom of viral infection will be there, fever, malaise, all other symptoms like there. And then it goes to the reticuloendothelial system for the secondary site of multiplication. So now it is dividing second time in the bone marrow, liver, spleen, all those, and then again it reaches to the blood second time, and from there to the different organs and will cause the different symptoms. Then comes the manifestation of viral infection. क्या क्या manifestation हो सकती हैं? So first is the incubation period, depending upon कि if the virus entry site and the local lesion is same, so there will be shorter incubation period. Like in case of the influenza virus, it is root is also your this respiratory root is there, and the disease also causing the involving the upper respiratory tract and the lower respiratory tract. So same site is there, so incubation period is short, and it is longer if the target organ जो है वो much far है, like in case of the polio virus. Now clinical features, incubation period is that. Then the clinical feature, the patient can be in the subclinical, that means the symptoms are not there. Virus is there in your body but the symptoms are not there, any manifestations are not there. Then second can be the either the manifestations are there, which is the apparent infection, and depending upon for what period the symptom will come, duration of symptom, so that can be divided into acute, subacute or the chronic. So viral pathogenesis at the cellular level, so there can be different type of result of the various viral infections in the body. So one is the abortive infection, where there will be no symptom, no danger can be caused by the virus, as the in the host there is absence of the surface receptor. So where that virus will bind, then only it can use the machinery of the host cell for its replication. But if surface receptors are not present, then it will not be able to do anything, and if it is not able to replicate, it will not cause any damage to the host. So that is the abortive infection, means infection virus enter करा but rest thing will not able to take place, that is abortive. Then comes the cytocidal or the lytic infection, जहाँ पे क्या होगा, cells जो हैं, host cells जो हैं, they will lyse. So how this is occurring, either this virus which has entered, it has caused the inhibition of the host cell DNA, or it has caused the inhibition of the host cell protein synthesis, or there could be another manifestation where there can be the fusion of different cells can occur, that we see in case of like RSV virus, respiratory syncytial virus, which is a virus of paramyxoviridae family. So what happens in that infection, That is, the different cells which are infected with the by this RSV virus, they will start, due to the presence of certain glycoproteins, these cells will start fusing with each other, and a large giant cell will be formed, and multiple nuclei of each cell will be there within the single cell. That is called as the multinucleated, because multiple nuclei are there in a single giant cell, multinucleated giant cell. It is also known as the syncytium. So that can occur, or they can be immune mediated lysis. That means the cells, when they are those infected with the virus, they will be receptors of this virus will be present on the surface of the cell, and when they are exposed to the immune system of that person, so that will be lysed due to the presence of these viral receptors on the cell surface. So that could be lysis by the immune mediated, फ्यूजन फॉर्मेशन हो सकता है, होस्ट सेल के डीएनए सिंथेसिस स्टॉप हो सकता है, और प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस इनहिबिट हो सकता है. Infection without the cell death means infection of the virus has occurred, but it is not causing the host cells death. So either the virus is in the steady state infection, or they are in persistent viral infection. So in the steady state, both are existing in a peaceful manner. Virus is replicating and not damaging the host cell. Then the second is the persistent viral infection. That means the virus is in the latent form, not replicating also, but it is there within certain ganglions. Like it is most commonly seen in the herpes family, where there is the this virus remain in the ganglions, and whenever they have any when the immunity of the person is going down due to any reason, so at that time they occurs the periodic exacerbation. That means the virus start replicating and also start manifesting. Then another form can be their cell transformation. So that has been seen in certain oncogenic viruses, like Epstein-Barr virus is there, human papilloma virus is there. So they cause the transformation in the host cell and leading to the tumor production. Then there can be the slow virus infection are there. So these are those viruses which have very long incubation period, usually having this neural manifestations. Then persistent tolerant infection can be there. So now that was all about the pathogenesis of the viral infection. Now I want to give you an overview of the viral infection. What are the different viruses? What disease they cause? So very important. One of the virus group is the herpes viruses. So these herpes viruses, they are DNA viruses. So this classification you should remember. What are the different viruses come under the DNA viruses, and what come under, so maximum viruses are under the RNA viruses, few are under the DNA viruses, so that should be remember. Then these herpes families whole is a DNA virus group, and what is very common for these virus, that is they are causing the latent or the persistent infection. That means these viruses, they go in a latent form. Latent form is very silent form में चले आएंगे. They are not replicating, and when they will get the chance, at that time there will be replication, and then again it become active. So there will be periodic exacerbation. What different viruses come under this group? That is HSV1, herpes simplex virus 1. So that is root of infection इसका oropharyngeal है, and ये latent form में trigeminal ganglia में रहता है. HSV2 sexual route से and latent in the sacral ganglia. Commonly इनके vesicular lesions आते हैं symptom में, and CNS infection like encephalitis cause करते हैं, genital infection करते हैं, ulcers and ocular lesions. Then another important of this herpes family is the varicella. तो इसका जो है पूरा एक classification है, like alpha, beta, gamma. So that whole classification should be remembered. That will come when we will talk about the herpes virus as a main lecture. So that families are being asked, and whole classification of the herpes family is being asked. So varicella zoster virus is also very important virus, as it causes an important disease, that is the chicken pox. And a latent infection, it also remains latent in the trigeminal ganglia, and it causes the zoster or the shingles. That means later in the life, in the old age, when this get reactivated due to certain factors like stress, immunity down. So at that time it caused the josters or the shingle, that is a very severe neuritic pain. Then cytomegalovirus also belongs to this family, and this causes the congenital and the perinatal infection, that is from mother to child. It also causes infection in the immunocompromised patient, those persons who are having any transplant, and certain inclusion bodies are being seen in the cytomegalovirus infection, that is also used for the diagnostic purpose, that is the owl's eye appearance. So that is very important MCQ that is being asked. Then Epstein-Barr virus, that is by the oropharyngeal route, is also cause disease cause infectious mononucleosis. It is also called as the Kissing's disease. It infects the B lymphocytes को ये target करता है, and it causes many malignancies also, that is cancer. That is the Burkitt's lymphoma, nasopharyngeal carcinoma, Hodgkin's lymphoma, and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Then comes the myxoviruses group. So these myxoviruses group are the RNA viruses. Main two group come under this, orthomyxoviruses and the paramyxoviruses. So these orthomyxoviruses, these are the segmented viruses. RNA virus है but segments हैं. So segments, because these are segmented, so इनमें जो होता है, they have the chances of reassortment. So this virus includes the influenza virus, which is very known for so many epidemics and pandemics occurred for this influenza virus. And latest this pandemic was the H1N1, which occurred in 2009. And due to this reassortment, there has been seen as antigenic drift and antigenic shift. Then in the paramyxoviruses, these are also the RNA viruses, but they are non-segmented. And RSV, mumps, measles, all these viruses come under this group. Then coronaviruses, these are the RNA viruses. Usually they cause mild upper respiratory tract infection, but three important variants of this coronavirus, that is the SARS, MERS, SARS-CoV-2, जो अभी आपका COVID-19 जो पैंडमिक फैला हुआ है, so that is the SARS-CoV-2. So these three have caused a severe infection. Usually बहुत ही, it is a very old virus, but these three variants, these three different type of coronavirus, which has caused a severe infection in the human beings. And recently the pandemic of SARS-CoV-2 is going on, which spread from the originated from the China, that is from the Wuhan, in the 2019. Therefore the virus has been named as COVID-19. More than 200 countries has been affected through this virus. Then comes the picorna viruses. So it includes the enteroviruses and the rhinoviruses. Enteroviruses enter through the fecal-oral route, rhinoviruses enter through the respiratory route. So this enteroviruses includes your poliovirus, which is very important in this group, causing the poliomyelitis or the polio disease, which is a CNS infection. And this OPV and this killed vaccine, that is the IPV, injectable polio vaccine. So they have played a very major role in controlling this polio infection. And in 2014, India has been declared free of polio. Last case which we got in our country was in 2011. So after 3 years, when there is no case, then only a country can be declared free of that infection, and we get that status in 2014. Arboviruses. So arboviruses are the group of those viruses which are transmitted by means of the arthropod. That means arthropod vectors. So these are the RNA viruses transmitted by blood-sucking arthropods. Like one is the dengue virus transmitted by bite of mosquito, Aedes, chikungunya by Aedes, Japanese bee encephalitis by mosquito Culex. Then there is yellow fever virus also there, Zika viruses there. Then comes the hepatitis viruses. So these are also a group of viruses which have a common factor, that is they all have the affinity for the liver. Therefore they are called as the hepatitis. That means the hepatotrophic feature is there, and they have the manifestation of fever, nausea, vomiting and jaundice that is seen in the hepatitis. So A to E, that is hepatitis A, hepatitis C, D, E, they all are RNA viruses, and hepatitis B is the only DNA virus. Then the human immunodeficiency virus. So that means immune system is deficient in this infection of this virus, that is the HIV virus, which is a RNA virus, and it is a different type of, that is a retrovirus. It comes in a retroviridis family, and these retroviridis family members, they have a special enzyme, that is a reverse transcriptase enzyme, and this cause AIDS disease. In this, it targets your immune system directly, and once your immune system gets weak, then the this opportunistic infection occurs. So that affects the CD4 T cell. There are various routes for infection of this. So they can be sexual route, they can be perinatal route, they can be parenteral route. So rabies virus. So this virus is RNA virus, and causes important disease rabies. It is acquired. How we get that is by the animal bite, and it causes the CNS manifestation. Very important inclusion bodies are seen in this infection, that is used for diagnosis, that is Nagri bodies, and vaccines are available, which we can also take pre-exposure, or in those persons where there is a high risk for getting infection to the animals, that is a pre-exposure vaccination, and most commonly we have the post-exposure vaccination. So that is all, and thank you for paying attention.